Here is what nobody tells you about the night Constantinople fell. The Ottomans didn't just build the biggest cannon on earth, they rolled 70 ships over a hill while the city slept. By 1453, the Byzantine capital had survived over 1,000 years of sieges, but now only 7,000 defenders guarded walls once thought unbreakable. Outside, the young Sultan Mehmed II had 80,000 soldiers and a plan so wild, people thought he was crazy. The city's harbor, the Golden Wall, was protected by a massive iron chain, making it impossible for his fleet to get in. So Mehmed decided to go around it. He ordered his sailors to rip out every keel, slap on greased logs, and drag the entire fleet uphill like giant rowboats. They pulled them across a reach until the ships literally walked into the harbor at dawn. Can you imagine waking up to see an enemy fleet where none should exist? Here's how they did it. First, Mehmed's men paved the slope with wooden planks and doused them with animal fat. Then, thousands of oxen, heavy ropes, and human chains strained and creaked through the night. Each bone of wood was a heartbeat closer to the city's doom. Meanwhile, a monster cannon, Urban's 27-foot-long basilica, pounded the same section of wall for weeks. It was so heavy it took 60 oxen just to move it. Each stone ball of fire weighed more than a grand piano and could travel a mile. Every shot cracked both stone and the rod. By morning, with the fleet floating inside the Golden Port, the chain was useless, and the walls were already bleeding rubble. At dawn on May 29th, Mehmed unleashed his final assault. Wave after wave of soldiers crashed against the defenses. First the conscripts, then the cavalry, and finally his elite Janissaries. The last Roman emperor, Constantine XI, threw on his armor and charged into the breach. He died fighting, but the city lived just long enough to hear its church bells echo under a new name, marking the end of the Middle Ages and the birth of an empire that would straddle continents for 500 years. So was dragging ships overland a stroke of genius, or the boldest bluff in siege history? Drop genius or bluff in the comments and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.